Whether you're a beginner, intermediate, or an experienced aquarium hobbyist, we all need these plants that I'm gonna be listing in today's video. Hi, my name is Oliver from Oliver's Aquatics, and I can't wait to tell you about these aquarium plants that you need. To kick off on our list, I'm gonna be starting with the plant Pogostemon S Octopus. This plant is one of the easiest plants to grow. It is a fast-growing stem plant that removes a lot of ammonia and nitrates. Now, since it moves a lot of ammonia and nitrates, I recommend putting it in a newly established aquarium, one that you have just aquascaped and it has a lot of nutrients still around. So put these guys in, they'll shoot out roots real fast and they'll grow super fast. Another cool thing is that if you have a little bit higher of light, the undersides of their leaves are nice purple and the top will get a little orange hue. So if you have a nice lighting, it'll color more. If not, it'll still grow really well. Moving on to our second plant. This is a staple in the aquarium hobby, and if you don't have this, you can't really even consider yourself a planted aquarist. This is Alternanthera Reineckii, one of my favorite red plants because it stays red. Yeah, that's right. When it's grown even underneath high or low lighting, it's gonna keep that nice red hue. You don't have to add anything special, it's just gonna be red. So the way to keep this well is to have a large nutrient-rich soil. That's the only thing that you're gonna need that this thing really loves. AR loves that nutrient-rich soil since it's a heavy root feeder. So give it some dirt or give it some aquasoil or put a whole bunch of root tabs. You're gonna have a great solid success with Alternanthera Reineckii. Coming in at number 3, we've got Hydrocotyle Vulgaris, otherwise known as dollarweed. So this plant is really unique in the sense that it is a tall carpeting plant, unlike a lot of its cousins like Hydrocotyle Triptera or Hydrocotyle Japan. It stays really tall. So if you want a carpeting plant that goes to the medium level of your aquarium and not the background, although it could be a background plant depending on your design, but you want that medium level carpeting plant, go with Hydrocotyle Vulgaris. Its dark leaves kind of resemble a dollar coin, hence the name dollarweed. It loves a nutrient-rich substrate, but it's not required. It's gonna grow a lot faster if you have it, and in terms of lighting, it can be a low light or it could be a highlight plant. The higher the light, the less it's gonna grow tall. The lower the light, the taller it's gonna grow. Now, when I grow these, I grow them best immersed, which means out of the water. So if you wanna grow both in and out of the water at the same time, in a vivarium or a polydarium, they make for a great plant. Since these plants are also native to the US, they also can tolerate really cold water. So if you're keeping axolotls or some really cold fish like goldfish, then I recommend keeping some Hydrocotyle Vulgaris, because not only will it take the cold water, but it can also act as a way to have more structure for your fish and your cold water animals that don't have many plant options. And for number 4, this is another common plant species that I love that's great for beginners. It's Hygrophila Difformis. It is a hardy plant. It's a Hygrophila, which means the entire family of Hygrophilas are really, really hardy. So this is a bright green, spiky leaf plant. It was one of my very first aquarium plants, and I grew it in low light, hardly any substrate at all. And I think it was like, I don't even know what else I did. I basically forgot about its existence and it just grew really well. So that goes to show how easy it is to grow in the aquarium hobby. So if you're killing plants constantly, I would go with the Hygrophila Difformis because, well, it's gonna be really hard to kill. So this guy, you can feed it really well or you can starve it. It'll still really grow. So go ahead and pick yourself up some if you need it because it is a bulletproof plant that also sucks out a lot of ammonia and nitrates. That's another thing. It's gonna take away a lot of the excess algae. It's gonna fight it off like nothing ever before. Moving on to number 5, this is a rarer plant, but it's not hard to grow. This is Persicaria Yellowbush. It's an interesting plant because it stays a nice dark red the more iron you give it. And I know what you're thinking. Oliver, iron goes to plants. Doesn't iron make all aquarium plants red? No, that's not the case because iron does not single-handedly do that. If you combine nice amounts of CO2 and high nutrient riches, you can add more color to your plants with a whole bunch of other varying factors than just iron. See, adding iron alone is not gonna make your plants more colorful. But for this plant, Persicaria Yellowbush, if you have a lot of iron in with your yellowbush and you have the same amount of lighting as you did with another one, I've run a test where I have a pot of Persicaria Yellowbush in one tank and a pot of Persicaria Yellowbush in another tank, and with more iron in the substrate, the redder it gets. Same light, same filter, same everything, but the more red it'll get. So this is an interesting plant if you want to keep it. I have it on my website if you want to get some. That's the only place I know where they're selling it. So go ahead and grab some Persicaria Yellowbush if you can. It's also a really hardy plant to grow, and it grows easily. It can go easily from immersed to submerged. What this means is that it can grow out of water just as well as it does in water. In fact, it can even grow even faster. So I recommend picking yourself up with some if you want a nice bulletproof red plant. That's what's on the cover and the thumbnail of this video right now. That is Persicaria Yellowbush. So if you want that, go ahead and grab it. And before I jump into the next part of this list, I want to give out a little quick sponsorship to my own website. At oliversaquatics.com, I keep an array of aquarium plants. I keep blogs, I keep courses are coming soon, and I do giveaways on all of my socials. So if you want free plants or free plant information or free aquarium information, go ahead and hit that subscribe button or check out my other socials for even more giveaways in addition to just my YouTube. Now let's get back on with the video. Coming in at number 6 on our list is Microsword. And Microsword is a fantastic plant because it is one of the most common staples of our aquarium hobby when it comes to carpeting plants. It's easier to grow than dwarf hairgrass in my opinion, and it has a nice resemblance of actual turf grass. St. Augustine grass to be specific, but Microsword carpets really fast, so I highly recommend getting Microsword if you want a fast carpeting plant. It also doesn't have to have as high of light. Then again, if you're gonna want a nice thick carpet, invest in a high quality light. And that's one of the things I also say. Invest in the highest quality light you can. Put all your money into the light if you can only choose one thing to put majority of your money into when setting up a planted aquarium, because the light is gonna be the make or break of your tank. But coming back to Microsword, Microsword is a nice light green carpeting plant that goes across the aquarium pretty fast. It loves a nutrient-rich soil just like Alternanthera Reineckii, so go ahead and give it a nice dirted or aqua soil substrate. But before you go, I've got a bonus plant for you. That's right, I'm talking about Hygrophila Rubra. This is a really cool new plant that I've gotten on my website, and I've grown it for about the past month. It's an awesome, easy to grow plant, and remember, it's a Hygrophila, so they're gonna be really easy to grow. They're hardy, they're bulletproof, and it's got a tint of red. So if you want another easy red plant, I'm telling you, check out this Hygrophila. So how do we grow? It needs anywhere from low to high light. Preferably hit that medium range for that red hue. It needs a nice substrate. It doesn't have to be nutrient rich, but I prefer a nutrient rich substrate, as I've been saying. And then in terms of temperatures, it goes from about 69 degrees to about 80 degrees. Hit that sweet spot of about anywhere from the low 70s and you should be good to go. And in terms of everything else, it's a Hygrophila. It's a hardy, bulletproof plant, so you can't seem to go wrong with it. Hey, thank you so much for sticking around to the end of the video. It means so much to me. Now, if you want to see more free content, check out my website at oliversaquatics.com. I've got blogs going up weekly and a bunch of cool other free content to check out. I'll see you in my next video.